Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to talk about how I decided I wanted to go minimalist. And I really believe that the biggest influence I had over this decision and my efforts have been my yoga teacher training, which I started about 8 months ago and I finished up 2 months ago. So for 6 months I was in the training and it really opened my eyes to a whole lifestyle that is yoga practice. And what's interesting about yoga is really in our Western culture in America, most people look at yoga and think of it as like a fitness and exercise, but there's so much more to that than just physical postures. Yoga for most people is poses and stretching and movement and breathing and meditation. It is all of those things, but it's way more. And I think that when I did the training, it really dove us into the whole philosophy and the entire framework of yoga, which was an amazing experience. And being a yoga teacher, I think, requires you to really adapt that because you can't just be awesome at the poses and not do anything else, because yoga is an all-encompassing philosophy, really. It's a lifestyle. It is a practice. And postures or asana is only just one portion of that. There's this eightfold path, which, is 8 branches of guidelines that you follow to be a yoga practitioner. And the asana is just one part of it, and that's the poses. So there really is an entire framework that is necessary to follow and a lifestyle. And that lifestyle really is living simply, living mindfully, being conscious, being compassionate, being loving. All of these things are essential. And that's not even just for people that are practicing yoga. I think that should be for everybody. Every human has these innate, natural ways of living. But our society and our whole way of living now has compromised that or changed it and made it a lot more complicated. So I think that by starting my yoga training and really diving into it, it opened my eyes to the changes that I need to make as a person, and that our society, if we can implement some of these changes, it's just going to help. The lifestyle is really about taking stock of what do you really need and how much do we really need, and it's also about being sustainable and looking at all of our actions having an impact somewhere somehow. Whether it's on the earth, whether it's on other people, whether it's on animals, plants, everything. Okay. And also, it's about being not just sustainable, but also compassionate in that way, and looking at how our actions have that long-term impact and what we can do to change that. So, there's way more than just those examples, and I want to make more videos about how specifically yoga and minimalism come together, and how the eightfold path of yoga, or also known as Ashtanga, really does tie into the minimalist lifestyle, because yoga is a lifestyle. And so is and so is trying to be a minimalist. I mean, I don't consider myself a true minimalist right now because I'm just starting it. It's something I've started to really look at a few months ago, especially when I was in my yoga teacher training. And I think it just really makes a huge impact on my life by trying to be more conscious and just live more simply. And I think that a lot of people are waking up to that, and a lot of people are realizing that. And I think that's huge. I think that's amazing. And I think the two practices just really go hand in hand. So I just wanted to touch on how I feel like that has been really kind of my jumping off point and what's really inspired me to go this way, because I do want to keep teaching yoga, and I feel like in order to do that, I have to live a certain way. And, not to say that's for everybody, but I think it has an amazing impact and an amazing influence, and I want to encourage more and more people to do it. And also just more people just to simplify their life, because life is not meant to be very complicated. It's about experiences. It's about what you're doing and not about what you have necessarily, like physically, the things that we acquire. So that is kind of where I'm going right now with some of the next videos I want to be making and connecting the two together. And I hope that you all enjoy and get something out of it. So thank you very much for watching.